I decided from that day forward, if I ever got my together, he would never beat me again, ever.
I met a gypsy.
I think have you been watching the GPs this year by any chance?
Yeah. I watched the
Dude.
highlights of the first one, and then Sardinia. I watched that second moto, and yeah, I think he's in a good spot.
What a fucking race that was, bro. Like I've been running, I'm doing world vets this year, so I'm fucking
nice, man.
My goal is to have one dirt bike race in my life where I'm fit enough to enjoy it. So I've actually been putting in the Ks. But so I've just been like full old school fanboy right now of get my iPad, put it on the treadmill, and just do 40-minute motos with the GP boys. And dude, 10 minutes to go in that second moto. I'm like putting the speed up on the treadmill as like the race is going. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? He just flipped a switch, literally. 10 minutes to go. It's like he got a pit board that said 10 minutes to go. And he just went absolutely psycho, bro.
Yeah, no, it was. And I think it was a pivotal moment, right? I think it was one of those things where he's telling himself he's going to race into shape, and he was out all year, and you have a little bit of doubt, and you're still kind of not sure of yourself. And I just think it was one of those things where, it clicked. And granted, he didn't win the moto, but like it clicked. It was like, hey, I am Jeffrey Hurlings. The bike's good. I'm comfortable. And like you said, turned the switch and just went full sicko. And, obviously got the overall, which was huge. First win and 100th, I think, GP it was. So,
100
super
GP,
cool, momentum on his side. And like you said, I think he was waiting for that spark maybe by round 4 or 5, but it clicked. Like
he's doing a Cooper Webb 2019.
Yeah, doesn't even need a build up. Just let's do it. So it was cool to see. I mean, like I said, as a friend of his and as a fan of the GPs especially, and seeing for me, like as a friend of his, like you want to see the best version of him out there. And it was cool to see.
This season in the GPs is a crazy one because you got I don't know how you think about the GPs, but what we've got in Supercross this year.
Yeah.
With how stacked it is, that's what the GPs have this year. Like just a crazy, crazy, crazy level of talent and depth in that 450 class. But to me, it was interesting because 14 months out with Jeff, and then you've got all these other guys like Prado's in crazy good form, crazy shape, like nailing starts. Those Yamaha boys are on fire. Fevra went the distance with him in 21. So it's this is probably the first year where the 450 dudes in the GPs were oh, we can actually straight up beat Jeffrey Hurlings. This is our chance.
100%.
He's down right now. Let's keep him down. But on the flip side, Jeffrey was had that crazy sense of urgency that he probably hasn't had in a long time. So it's such a cool, it's cool to watch that war, the back and forwards.
No, for sure. And I think, like you said, and then Tim having his preseason incident, everyone was like, hey, this is our chance to win a world title. Game on. And like you said, I think the KTM group with Jorge has figured out the bike, and he looks a lot better, and the Yamaha looks really nice, and Fevre's back from his injury and stuff. So, and I'm sure, like you said, you miss 14 months, there's a lot of stuff in the back of your mind for Jeffrey. And I think everyone in his corner is telling him, be calm, get through it.
Don't crash.
The points. And like you said, you kind of have to block everyone out and go, I'm going to do what works for me. And like you said, it'll be a great season. I think all the bikes look great, and, we're going to go to different tracks like they always do. And it's a long series, though, for sure. And I think the only thing that was weird for me is the qualifying. I don't know if I'm a big fan of – there should be something, but 10 points is a lot to me for that qualifying race. But it'll definitely play a part, I think. As we see right now, with Prado still having the red plate, that'll play into a different strategy than what we're used to. So, yeah, it'll be a great season. I'm excited for it. And once Tim gets back too, he'll be, I'm sure, in the mix. So, yeah, like you said, motorcycling in general is at a really good spot right now.
Where do you rate, like, in the conversation of like the GPs versus the nationals? Like, where do you rate the GPs right now? They should be better because they do it more.
And speed,
like,
and
let's
stuff?
say that.
Yeah. It's tough. Like, I agree with you. Like, I think, but it's tough because I didn't race nationals last year, but on TV, Chase and Eli last year were on a whole nother level, in my opinion.
It was pretty
Like,
wild, eh?
I can't imagine anyone going that fast, on an outdoor track. So it's tough. And I think the biggest difference too is, like, I mean, me as a fan, the tracks on the GPs, they don't look fun. Like, I'll be honest.
No.
There's like maybe 2 that I would even want to go ride. So that's another thing where you're like, dude, these guys are riding this good on not great tracks. So the perspective is different, and I do think it's tough as well when you have with the U.S. Nationals, heat is a big factor. And it seems like in the GPs that's a rare thing that, where it's a super, super hot race. And yeah, I mean, this conversation, you can go down the rabbit hole till the cows come home. Like, I think you'll never truly know. Like, the GPs do get a proper boot camp, like how we do in Supercross. That's what they get for outdoors, to get their motors in, get their bikes set up.
The bike style.
But then again, they're traveling all over the world, and they're racing a lot longer. So it's tough. And like you said, our nationals are so different than the GPs. So I don't know if you truly ever will know. I think year to year it'll change personally. Like I said, I think the level is both so high, and it would take Jeffrey coming here for an entire season, which I believe he would be very good and successful. And it would take Eli going to GPs for an entire season, and I believe that he will also be successful. And it'll never happen, no matter which way you slice it. Like, Jeffrey coming here would be the only.
Yeah.
Knowing Jeffrey, like, that would be the only thing that could really tell the tale. But even then, until he did like a full super, like, he would have 3 months to get ready for U.S. Nationals. We would have a Supercross championship. So like I said, you're never mono. But with that being said, I do believe Jeffrey, in the span of like the last 10 years, is still known and will be the fastest man on the planet. But I do think Eli Tomac could be the thorn in his side, and you could also argue that with him too. You'll never truly know.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang. And as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. Gypsy Gang.